Well, hello and welcome back. We are continuing our little series of converting our application over from a Apache Tomcat JSP to a newfangled Spring Boot app. We are in the middle of this part 2 as we're playing around with some JavaScript and stuff like that. What we wanted to do is we want to add some buttons so that we can more easily navigate. In particular, we want to be able to say this is lost and mark it lost so it comes off of our list. So it just saves us from having to jump over here and then set the status, which is just sometimes a bit of a pain. So, one of the things we wanted to fix was our alignment. And if you notice now that we've got our alignments back together, but let's go take a look at that loss. So what we wanted to do is we're going to do an Ajax call. But first, we're going to create, we'll come back to the Ajax. Let's create this, we're going to do lost project with an ID. So we can probably steal similar to edit project. Let's see. So if we go to, is it in our, now we got to figure out where we put it. Oops, I don't want to put it there. Whoop. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, we have a project controller. So here we probably have, probably have something very similar to this. So we have, let's see, we have a project report, save project, little project report form. Let's see what save project. That may give us what we want. So we're going to do, let's see, let's go ahead and keep our comments. So this is then going to be called, this is going to be handle request to set the project to lost. And then we're just going to say none needed. And this is going to be lost project. And it is going to have, like here, we're going to use like we did with the, I guess like the project report, that would work as well. Did we use that for edit? Yep, edit project is the same. So if we look at that, actually, let's do it this way. We're going to do it more like that. So we got lost project. It is going to be, it is not a no, we're going to make it a get. We're going to make it really simple. And so we've got our path variable, which is going to be our ID. And then we're going to come in here. So what we want to do is we're going to say, let's see, probably need some of this stuff. So if we come in here, let's say project, lost project. So what we want to do is, I wonder if I can make this just a straight up void. And then it's just going to return. We're going to find out in a minute. There's a request, there's a variable. So we're going to come in. We have a project that's a null. We don't really need the user, so we don't need any of that. Yes, we do, because we do want to make sure that we're logged in. What we call this, because this is going to need to, we're actually going to have to check this. So we're going to say, let's see, if project ID greater than 0, yep, then we want to load the project. And we also want to say here, if project dot, let's see, what did we call that? It's going to be the user. So if we go to the project model, not user project. So if we go to the project model, is there a user ID? There is a user ID. So then we should be able to go get user. It's case sensitive, fine. There we go. So we want to get user ID. And so we're going to, I accidentally dragged and dropped. So let's go back over to our project controller. And here we're going to say if get user ID is equal to, let's just do user dot, I believe we called it user ID. Let's see. Get user ID. We're going to find out. Let's see. So if we go look at user, it is it also get user ID or is it get ID? It is probably get ID. Yep, so it's get ID. It's good because I just typoed that anyways. So now it's like, hey, this has to, you have to own it. And in that case, then what I can do is I can do project dot, it's probably set status. Let's see. Well, we can go look at our project real quick. Project, let's see, do we have our statuses up here somewhere? Yes, we do. So that's a status string. So status is going to be equal to lost. So, or capital L. So we're going to say, hey, we're going to want to set status to lost. Whoops, capital. And then need to save, which we have, like, here's a good one right here. We'll just take that same thing, steal our code, and then we get to return. So let's see if that works on the build. So let's do that real quick. But then we're going to have to make that call. All right, so it builds all right. And then we're going to go to our projects. And now what we need to do is we're going to need a lost project with the ID, which we've basically got that. But what we're going to have to do is make that call a little bit different. And how we do a call is we're going to come in and we're going to make a variable. And we're going to call him xHTTP. And he is going to be assigned to a new, we're going to call it an XML HTTP request. And he doesn't need anything. And then we're going to do xHTTP. Actually, we can probably just, so we're probably just going to be able to do this with a, get away with an open, because we don't really care what comes back. So I think we will be able to get away with this. Usually you're going to create a function that you're going to call that's basically going to attach to that. So it's like an event listener. In this case, I think what we can do is we can do a get. I guess we could have made it a post, but oh well. And then we're going to give it the URL, which is this. And then we're going to say true because we can just let this sucker run, which is what that last one does. And then we're going to do a send. So it's actually super easy. So we're just coming in, we set it, we create our object, we tell it where to go. We're going to send a GET request, and we're going to say, hey, just fire and forget. We're going to send it, and then we're going to hide our control. So this should be, assuming this works, this is to show you we can very quickly then get some updates going and not have to do all of the navigation kind of stuff. And this is something that comes very useful because we are going to end up using this, and we're going to see this in a couple of places, particularly, like I said, where we start copying stuff. So now if I do a lost, so that was app testing, Upwork. Let's see, if I do lost, it did not do anything. Did I get an error? It did not. So let's come in here. And is it called lost project? Let's make sure I got that right. Lost project, lowercase l. Let's make sure that's right. Nope, that's where it's a problem. At least I think that's why. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's just change this because I want to be mean. No, let's not get crazy here. Okay. So now if I reset this, now let's see if this runs correctly. And if it does, and if I reset, it is there. Did it tell me anything? It did not. So let's go in here and let's just do this real quick. Let's do system.out. Whoop. Let's use our favorite. We're just going to do a print line, and instead of a debugger or anything like that, we're just going to do this one real quick, and we're going to say, hey, what is the ID? And let's see, let's do that here as well. We're going to do our two IDs. And let's make sure that those are working right. Okay, that's a good start. So let's jump onto that. Let's see if it's going to pick up our call. And maybe it's not. So I may have to go build our little catch function. And if I do that, it did not call. So let's try that. Let's go back to, where is that? Our projects. And so instead, now what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to come in and we're going to have to do the check it. So we're going to do xHTTP, which is what we called it. And then we're going to be looking on the on ready. Oh, there you go. On ready state change. Got that working. That's going to be equal to a function. And the function is just going to be, let's just say, let's do this. If, oh, sorry, wrong bracket, or I want parentheses, not that. So if I'm going to do if this dot ready state equals, let's say 4, and this is basically say, is this correct? Status equals 200. Oh, that's probably what its problem is. Part of it. Let's go back to, I think we do this as a, I can go back here and do a string. Let's just do a string. Yeah. Where'd you go? Here. Whoop. Oh, need to save that. But first I need to go back to my project controller and wherever I had that. Oh, it's up here. Lost project is going to be a string. And we're just going to say success. And that's going to give us everything we need. So, and we can probably tweak this a little bit. So we're going to check this in a minute. Let's see. So if we do that, that's the end of the function. So we need to open up the if. Let's do it this way. Let's pretty this up a little bit so we can read it. So the if statement is just going to be alert call successful. Not sure if that'll actually fire off. A lot of times it does not, but let's do that anyway. Let's go ahead and fire this up. Whoop. And if we do that, come to projects, lost, didn't give us the alert. Did it give us an error? It did. Aha. We got a 404. So lost project it does not like. So let's see, what did we do wrong? Let's see. So let's go back and look at that. If we go look at this guy. Oh, he's going to need that anyways because the model review. So he's going to just do model review. Let's do this. Let's do that. And here, worst case is he's going to do redirect to projects. So we're just going to do it that way. Let's see, so lost project. There we go. So if we call this outside of it, it won't really matter because we're going to come back here. If we call outside of it, we're going to go back to projects. Otherwise, then it's just going to get lost like we saw up over here where it was like, hey, I've got this page, but it's an error page. So let's rebuild it. And come over here. Whoop. If it'll log in or if it'll start the server. Projects, lost. And now it still did not give us that, interestingly enough. If we go look at the control panel, Console did not give us errors this time. Interesting. So something's not right. So if I do project, if I do lost project and give it a number like that one, so let's just go look, 27. Okay, so we got an error. We got a type not found, status 404. What did I miss here? Aha, I was in the wrong file. So let's take the same thing. Let's put it into the correct file. That was a pain. And, oh, did I reset it? No, not yet. Let's restart it. Oh, there we go. So I have an error somewhere. Here we go, project ID. Oh, it's not project ID. See, now, there we go. Now it's starting to give me something useful. Okay, so that should give me that. And then let's go run it. And when you run the code in the right project, let's see if that actually does what we want it to do. There we go. No wonder it was giving all kinds of issues. That makes sense. And so, get rid of my little print statements here. And so we can either call it somewhere else or we can call it on the fly. Like we saw here is now, it's just there. If we reset, hey, we lost those. So we can quickly say, oh, let's clean up some of those projects. And boom, they're all lost. But now if I switch over to lost, I'll see all of those guys. Probably don't want that to be there when you're displaying lost. There's actually probably, and which I think maybe that'll be the next thing. So maybe we'll play around with this a little bit and make that conditional. But we also want to, I think actually probably the next thing we're going to come back next time around and we're going to be able to put a copy. So now that we've gotten that, we're going to come in here, we're going to put a little copy button or basically say like create project, something like that. And we're going to walk through basically copying data from one item to another, saving that and building that out. And so that will help us out as well. But that will wrap it up for this time. Go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time. Three, two, one. Hello, this is Rob with Developreneur, also known as Building Better Developers. Wanted to announce that we have school.developreneur.com. Feel free to check it out if you like any of this information, any of the content that we've sent, and you would like to see more. You can come out, you can enroll for free. We have free courses. We've got places for you to get better at just learning a technology, our how-tos. You can work on your business skills. We can help you with becoming a better developer, as in coding and things like that. A lot of the stuff you've seen on YouTube, we also have out at school.developreneur. We just have it in a little more of a educational format and a way for you to track your progress as you move forward becoming a better developer.